Your Honor works for taxpayers like me. I pay more in 1 month than you make all year. Those words hang in the air of Providence Municipal Court like poison gas. The man who said them stands in a $15,000 Tom Ford suit. His name is Dominic Castellano. He is 23 years old. He made $42 million trading cryptocurrency. And right now, he has no idea his entire world is about to explode. But let's rewind, because this story doesn't start with Dominic. It starts with the man sitting 3 rows back in the courtroom. His name is Leonard Harris. He is 61 years old. He served 2 tours in Vietnam. He came home in 1973 with a Purple Heart and shrapnel still lodged near his spine. For the last 18 years, Leonard has worked as a crossing guard at Oakwood Elementary School. He makes $14 an hour. He stands on the corner of Maple and 5th Street every morning at 7. He wears a bright orange vest. He holds a stop sign. He helps children cross the street safely. Rain or shine, snow or heat, Leonard is there. 3 months ago, Leonard's wife Sarah got sick. Cancer. Stage 3. The treatments cost money their insurance doesn't cover. Leonard picked up extra shifts. He started driving for a ride-share company at night. He would finish his crossing guard shift at 3:30 in the afternoon. Go home. Check on Sarah. Then drive strangers around the city until midnight. Sleep 4 hours. Do it again. Last month, Leonard got 2 parking tickets. He parked in a loading zone while running Sarah's prescriptions into the pharmacy. The regular pharmacy parking was full. He was inside for 7 minutes. Ticket number 1. A week later, his car registration expired. He forgot to renew it because Sarah had a bad night at the hospital. He was tired. He made a mistake. Ticket number 2. Each ticket costs $150. Together, $300. That's more than Leonard makes in 2 days of work. That's money that should go to Sarah's medicine. So Leonard is here today, in court, hoping Judge Frank Caprio will understand, hoping for mercy. If you believe hardworking people deserve a fair chance, you'll want to see what happens when privilege meets justice in this courtroom. The bailiff stands. His voice echoes off the wood panel walls. All rise. The Providence Municipal Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Frank Caprio presiding. Everyone stands. Judge Caprio enters. He is wearing black robes. His gray hair is neatly combed. His face shows kindness, but also strength. He has been a judge for decades. He has seen everything. Or so he thinks. Please be seated, Judge Caprio says. He sits behind the bench. He opens a folder. Case number 2025, TR 91847. Leonard Harris. Leonard stands. His body moves slowly. That shrapnel near his spine makes every movement hurt. He walks to the front of the courtroom. His shoes are old. The soles are worn down. His pants are clean but faded from too many washes. He stands before the judge. Good morning, Mr. Harris, Judge Caprio says. His voice is warm. Good morning, Your Honor. Leonard's voice shakes a little. Not from fear. From exhaustion. Judge Caprio looks at the file. I see you're here for 2 parking violations. 1 for parking in a loading zone. 1 for an expired registration. Is that correct? Yes, sir. Tell me what happened. Leonard takes a breath. Your Honor, I made mistakes. I'm not denying that. The loading zone, I was picking up medication for my wife. She has cancer. The pharmacy parking lot was full. I thought I'd be quick. I was wrong. The registration, I just forgot. My wife had a bad night. We were at the hospital. It slipped my mind. That's not an excuse. It's just what happened. Judge Caprio nods slowly. I'm sorry to hear about your wife. How is she doing? She's fighting, Leonard says. His voice gets quieter. The treatments are hard, but she's tough. I can see where she gets it from, Judge Caprio says. He looks at another paper. It says here you're a crossing guard at Oakwood Elementary. Yes, sir. 18 years. And you also drive for a ride-share company at night? Yes, sir. We needed the extra money for Sarah's treatments. Judge Caprio sets the paper down. He looks directly at Leonard. Mr. Harris, you served our country. You serve our children every day. You're working 2 jobs to take care of your wife. These tickets total $300. That's a lot of money for someone in your situation. Leonard nods. He doesn't trust his voice right now. I'm going to reduce both fines to $25 each. $50 total. Does that help? Leonard's eyes fill with tears. Your Honor, that helps more than you know. Thank you. Thank you so much. You're welcome. And Mr. Harris? Tell Sarah that Providence is rooting for her. I will, sir. Thank you. Leonard turns to leave. He wipes his eyes. People in the courtroom smile. This is why they love Judge Caprio. This is justice with a heart. Next case, the bailiff calls. Case number 2025, TR 91852. Dominic Castellano. The courtroom doors burst open. Not pushed. Not open gently. Burst. Like someone kicked them. Dominic Castellano walks in. No, he struts. Like he owns the building. He is 23, but looks younger. His face is smooth. Never worked a hard day. His hair is styled with product that costs $80 a bottle. The Tom Ford suit fits perfectly. Custom tailored. His shirt is white silk. His tie is Hermes. On his wrist is a Richard Mille watch. If you don't know watches, let me explain. That watch costs more than most people's houses. We're talking $400,000. On his wrist. Ticking away. He's holding his phone. An iPhone 15 Pro Max solid gold case. He's texting someone. His thumbs fly across the screen. He doesn't look up. Behind him walks his lawyer. The lawyer looks nervous. He's carrying a briefcase. He's wearing a nice suit, but nothing like Dominic's. The lawyer knows this is going to be bad. You can see it on his face. Mr. Castellano, Judge Caprio says. Please approach. Dominic keeps texting. His lawyer touches his elbow. Dom, the judge is talking to you. I heard him, Dominic says. He doesn't look up. He keeps texting. He sends one more message. Then another. Finally, he looks up. Sorry. Had to handle something. My time is kind of valuable. The courtroom goes quiet. People look at each other. Did he just say that? Judge Caprio's expression doesn't change. Please put your phone away and approach the bench. Dominic sighs. Like this is a huge inconvenience. He slides the phone into his jacket pocket. He walks forward. His Salvatore Ferragamo shoes click on the tile floor. Each step sounds expensive. Your Honor, the lawyer begins. I'm Richard Sterling, representing Mr. Castellano today. Thank you, Mr. Sterling. Judge Caprio looks at his file. Mr. Castellano, you're here for multiple traffic violations. Reckless driving, excessive speed, running a red light, and resisting an officer's lawful order. Is that correct? That's what they say, Dominic answers. His tone is casual. Bored even. That's what the police report says. Judge Caprio corrects. Officer Ramirez pulled you over on Elmwood Avenue near Washington Elementary School. Do you remember this incident? Barely. I get pulled over sometimes. Cops see a nice car and assume things. Judge Caprio's eyebrow raises slightly. According to the report, you were traveling 78 miles per hour in a posted 35-mile-per-hour zone. This was at 2:45 in the afternoon. School dismissal time. Children were present. I might have been going a little fast, Dominic admits. He shrugs. The road was clear. Clear except for the school crossing zone with children and parents. Nobody got hurt. That's not the point, Mr. Castellano. Dominic shifts his weight. Look, Your Honor, with all respect, I'm a busy person. Can we just settle this? I'll pay whatever fine. I just need to get back to work. Work? Judge Caprio asks. What kind of work do you do? I trade crypto. Digital currencies. I've made some good investments. And how much do you make doing this? Dominic smiles. It's not a friendly smile. It's the smile of someone who thinks they're smarter than everyone else. Last year, $42 million. This year, I'm on track for 60. The courtroom buzzes. People whisper to each other. $42 million. This kid is 23 years old. That's a lot of money, Judge Caprio says. It is, Dominic agrees. Which is why my time is valuable. So if we could speed this up. Judge Caprio sets down his pen. Mr. Castellano, let me explain something. This courtroom doesn't move faster because you have money. Everyone here gets the same time, the same attention, the same justice. Sure, Dominic says, but his tone says he doesn't believe it. Officer Ramirez is here today. Officer, please approach. A police officer stands from the back of the courtroom. Officer Maria Ramirez. She's in full uniform. She walks to the front. She's been on the force for 12 years. She's seen plenty of entitled drivers. But something about this case bothered her enough to make sure she was here today. Officer Ramirez, Judge Caprio says. Can you tell the court what happened on March 15th? Yes, Your Honor. Officer Ramirez pulls out a small notebook. At approximately 2:43 p.m., I was stationed near Washington Elementary School. It's a school zone. The speed limit is 35 miles per hour during school hours. I observed a white Lamborghini Huracan traveling at a high rate of speed. I used my LiDAR device. It clocked the vehicle at 78 miles per hour. More than twice the speed limit, Judge Caprio notes. Yes, sir. I activated my lights and siren. The vehicle did not stop immediately. It continued for another 3 blocks before pulling over. Why didn't you stop right away, Mr. Castellano? Dominic shrugs. I was looking for a good spot. I didn't want to park somewhere stupid. Officer Ramirez continues. When I approached the vehicle, Mr. Castellano had his phone out. He was recording me on video. He immediately said, and I quote, "Do you know who I am? Do you know who my father is?" People in the courtroom murmur. Judge Caprio raises his hand for silence. I explained why I pulled him over, Officer Ramirez says. I asked for his license and registration. He refused. He said he wanted to call his lawyer first. I explained that wasn't how this works. He became agitated. Agitated how? Judge Caprio asks. He raised his voice. He said I was harassing him. He said he pays more in taxes than I make in salary, so technically I work for him. He refused to comply with my requests for approximately 7 minutes before finally providing his documents. Dominic interrupts. I was protecting my rights. You can't just demand things from citizens. Actually, Officer Ramirez can request your license and registration during a traffic stop, Judge Caprio says. That's the law. Well, maybe the law needs updating, Dominic shoots back. The lawyer puts his hand on Dominic's arm. Dom, please. Dominic shakes off his hand. What? I'm just being honest. Judge Caprio looks at Officer Ramirez. What happened next? I wrote him citations for reckless driving, excessive speed, and running a red light. I also cited him for resisting an officer's lawful order due to his refusal to comply. When I handed him the tickets, he laughed. He laughed. Yes, sir. He said, and again I quote, "My lawyer will make this disappear before lunch tomorrow." Then he drove away. Very fast. I almost cited him again. Your Honor, the lawyer says quickly. Mr. Castellano was upset. He didn't mean. I meant exactly what I said, Dominic interrupts. He turns to Judge Caprio. Look, Your Honor, let's be real here. I have resources. I can afford good lawyers. This whole thing is a waste of everyone's time. Just tell me the fine. I'll pay it today. We can all move on. Judge Caprio leans back in his chair. He studies Dominic for a long moment. You think this is about money? Isn't everything? Dominic asks. No, Judge Caprio says quietly. It's not. Dominic rolls his eyes. Okay, great. So what's the fine? We're not there yet. Mr. Sterling, I assume you've advised your client about the seriousness of these charges. The lawyer nods. I have, Your Honor. Many times. And does your client understand that reckless driving in school zone carries enhanced penalties? I've explained that, yes. Good. Judge Caprio looks at Dominic. Mr. Castellano, do you have anything to say about these charges? Dominic thinks for a moment. Yeah. I think the speed limit in that zone is too low. 35 miles per hour is ridiculous. This is America. We should be able to drive at reasonable speeds. The speed limit is 35 because children are present. Children who should be paying attention. The courtroom gasps. Someone in the third row stands up. Are you serious right now? The bailiff steps forward. Please sit down, sir. The man sits, but he's shaking his head in disbelief. Judge Caprio's face remains calm, but his eyes have changed. They've gotten harder. Mr. Castellano, you just suggested that if a child is hit by a speeding car, it's the child's fault for not paying attention. I'm just saying people need to take responsibility. Like you taking responsibility for speeding. That's different. How? Because I'm a good driver. I had everything under control. Judge Caprio picks up another paper. This isn't your first traffic violation, is it? Dominic's confident expression flickers. I've had a few tickets. A few. Let me read your record. 6 speeding tickets in the past 2 years. 3 reckless driving charges. 1 street racing citation. 2 failure to yield violations. And 1 incident where you were drag racing on the highway at 3 in the morning. That's 13 violations in 24 months. I like fast cars, Dominic says. That's not a crime. Breaking traffic laws is literally a crime, Judge Caprio says. That's why you're in criminal court right now. Criminal court? This is traffic court. This is municipal court, which handles criminal traffic violations. Reckless driving is a criminal offense in Rhode Island. For the first time, Dominic looks slightly worried. Wait, this is criminal. His lawyer leans over and whispers something. Dominic's face goes red. You didn't know? Judge Caprio asks. My lawyer said it was no big deal. I said we could handle it, the lawyer corrects quickly. I never said it wasn't serious. Judge Caprio sets down the paper. Officer Ramirez, do you have the body camera footage from this stop? Yes, Your Honor. I submitted it with my report. Can we play it for the court? Yes, sir. A clerk brings out a laptop and projector. A screen drops down on the wall. The lights dim slightly. The video begins. The footage shows Officer Ramirez's perspective. Her car is parked. Through the windshield, you can see the school zone. Children are walking with parents. Crossing guards are helping kids cross the street. Then a white Lamborghini appears. It's moving fast. Extremely fast. It blows through the intersection. A child on a bicycle stops suddenly. The child almost went into the street. The Lamborghini misses the child by maybe 10 feet. People in the courtroom gasp. Officer Ramirez's lights activate. The video shows her following the Lamborghini. It doesn't stop. It keeps going. 1 block, 2 blocks, 3 blocks. Finally, it pulls over. The video continues. Officer Ramirez approaches the driver's window. It's tinted dark. The window comes down. There's Dominic. He's holding his phone up, recording. Do you know who I am? His voice comes through the speakers. He sounds annoyed and entitled. Do you know who my father is? Vincent Castellano. He owns half the real estate downtown. 1 phone call and you'll be directing traffic in parking lots. Officer Ramirez remains professional. Sir, I need your license and registration. I want to call my lawyer first. That's not how this works. License and registration, please. This is harassment. I wasn't doing anything wrong. You were going 78 in a 35-mile-per-hour school zone. Prove it. I have you on LiDAR. And body camera. I don't care. I'm not giving you anything until I talk to my lawyer. The video continues for several more minutes. Dominic argues. He threatens. He name drops. Finally, he hands over his documents. When Officer Ramirez gives him the tickets, he laughs. My lawyer will destroy these before lunch tomorrow. Have fun wasting your time. The video ends. The lights come back up. The courtroom is silent. Judge Caprio speaks first. Mr. Castellano, that was you in the video. Yeah. You threatened Officer Ramirez. You refused to comply. You showed no remorse whatsoever. I was upset about being pulled over. You were going 78 miles per hour past a school full of children. I already said nobody got hurt. Judge Caprio's voice gets quieter. When judges get quiet, that's when you should worry. There was a child on a bicycle. Did you see that in the video? Yeah. That child stopped. If that child had gone into the street, you would have hit them at 78 miles per hour. Do you understand what that means? But they didn't go into the street. Because they stopped. Not because of anything you did. You nearly killed a child and your response is, nobody got hurt. Dominic shifts uncomfortably. Look, I didn't see the kid when I was driving. It happened fast. It happened fast because you were going 78 miles per hour. In a school zone. Where the speed limit is 35 specifically to give drivers time to react to children. I get it, okay? I was going too fast. I'll pay the fine. You think this is about a fine? Judge Caprio shakes his head. Mr. Castellano, let me ask you a question. Have you ever gone without something you needed? What do you mean? Have you ever not been able to afford food, medicine, a place to live? Dominic looks confused. No. What does that have to do with anything? Have you ever worked 2 jobs just to make ends meet? I work all the time. Trading crypto is work. From your phone. From your couch. Have you ever done physical labor? Have you ever stood on your feet for 8 hours straight for minimum wage? No. Why would I do that? Because most people don't have a choice. Most people work hard every day just to survive. You made $42 million last year, and you act like you're the one working hard. I do work hard. You don't understand crypto trading. Judge Caprio picks up Leonard's file from earlier. The man who was in here before you. Leonard Harris. He's 61 years old. He's a veteran. He's a crossing guard. He works 2 jobs because his wife has cancer. He got 2 parking tickets that cost $300. That's more than he makes in 2 days of work. He stood in this courtroom with dignity and respect. He didn't make excuses. He didn't threaten anyone. He didn't act like the world owed him something. Good for him, Dominic says. His tone is dismissive. The courtroom erupts. Multiple people stand up. Someone shouts, "You're unbelievable." The bailiff moves forward. Order. Order in the court. Judge Caprio bangs his gavel. Everyone sit down. Now. People sit. But they're angry. You can feel it in the air. Judge Caprio looks at Dominic. His face is stern. "Mr. Castellano, I've been doing this job for a long time. I've seen thousands of people come through this courtroom. Rich and poor. Young and old. I've seen people make mistakes and own up to them. I've seen people show remorse. Show growth. Show humanity. But what I'm seeing from you right now is something different." "What's that?" "Complete and total disregard for everyone around you." "That's not true." "Isn't it? You threatened a police officer. You mocked her. You nearly hit a child and said nobody got hurt, like that makes okay. You stood here while I told you about a veteran working 2 jobs, and you said good for him, like it means nothing. You act like your money makes you special. Like your time is more valuable than everyone else's. Like the rules don't apply to you." "I never said the rules don't apply to me." "You didn't have to say it. Your actions say it loud and clear." Dominic crosses his arms. "So what do you want me to say? I'm sorry? Fine. I'm sorry. Happy now?" "No, because you don't mean it." "How do you know what I mean?" "Because sorry isn't just a word, Mr. Castellano. It's a feeling. It's understanding that you hurt someone, that you put people in danger, that your actions have consequences. You don't feel any of that. You feel annoyed that you have to be here." Dominic says nothing. His jaw is tight. Judge Caprio continues. "You mentioned your father earlier, Vincent Castellano. He's a well-known real estate developer. Successful man. I've met him a few times over the years." "Okay. Does your father know you use his name to threaten police officers?" "I wasn't threatening anyone. You told Officer Ramirez that one phone call from your father would ruin her career. That's a threat." "I was just making a point." "What point? That you're untouchable? That you can do whatever you want because of your last name?" "No. Then what point were you making?" Dominic doesn't answer. "I'll tell you what I think," Judge Caprio says. "I think you've never faced real consequences in your life. I think every time you've gotten in trouble, someone has fixed it for you. Your father, your lawyers, your money. So you've learned that rules are for other people, not for you. You don't know me. I know what I see in this courtroom. And what I see is a 23-year-old man who thinks he's above the law. I don't think that." "Prove it." "How?" "Show some remorse. Show some understanding of what you did wrong. Show me that you're capable of empathy." Dominic takes a breath. He looks at his lawyer. The lawyer nods, encouraging him. Dominic turns back to the judge. "Okay, look, I was driving too fast. I shouldn't have done that. I was wrong. I'm sorry." It sounds rehearsed. Wooden. Empty. Judge Caprio waits. "Is that it? What else do you want me to say?" "I want you to mean it." "I do mean it." "No, you don't. You're saying words you think I want to hear, but you don't feel them." "How can you possibly know what I feel?" "Because I've been doing this job for 30 years. I can tell the difference between real remorse and fake apology. Yours is fake." Dominic's face flushes red. "This is ridiculous. You're putting words in my mouth. You're assuming things about me. I'm observing your behavior and drawing conclusions. Well, your conclusions are wrong." "Are they? Tell me, Mr. Castellano, what would have happened if you had hit that child on the bicycle?" Dominic's confident mask slips for a second. "I don't know. I didn't hit them." "But what if you had? What if instead of stopping, that child pedaled into the street, and your Lamborghini going 78 miles per hour hit them? What do you think would have happened?" "I don't want to think about that." "Why not?" "Because it didn't happen." "But it almost did. You were 10 feet away from killing a child. So humor me. What would have happened?" Dominic looks uncomfortable. They would have been badly hurt. Maybe killed. "And how would you have felt?" "Terrible. Obviously." "Would you?" Or would you have called your lawyer and made it disappear like all your other problems? That's not fair. Life isn't fair, Mr. Castellano. That child on the bicycle. They're going home today. They're alive. They're safe. Not because of anything you did, but because they stopped at the right moment. You don't get credit for that. You get lucky. And instead of recognizing how lucky you are, you're standing here acting like a victim. I'm not acting like a victim. You're acting like being held accountable is an attack on you personally. Dominic's hands clench into fists. Your Honor, with all respect, I don't think you're being objective here. Objective? You want me to be objective? Fine. Let's be objective. The objective facts are that you were going more than twice the speed limit in a school zone. You nearly hit a child. You refused to cooperate with law enforcement. You threatened an officer. You have 13 prior traffic violations. Those are the objective facts. And objectively, you're lucky no one was killed. I understand that. Do you? Because your actions suggest otherwise. Dominic throws his hands up. What do you want from me? I said I was sorry. I said I was wrong. What else is there? I want you to understand why you're wrong. Not just that you broke a rule, but why that rule exists. Why it matters. I want you to think about someone other than yourself for 5 seconds. I think about other people. Name one person you've thought about today other than yourself. Dominic opens his mouth, then closes it. He can't answer. Judge Caprio lets the silence hang. 10 seconds. 20. 30. Finally, Dominic speaks. His voice has changed. It's harder. Meaner. Your Honor, I'm done playing this game. You clearly have out for me. You're treating me differently because I have money. If I was some poor person, you'd give me a slap on the wrist and send me home. But because I'm successful, you're making an example of me. That's not justice. That's prejudice. The courtroom goes silent. Judge Caprio's expression doesn't change, but something in his eyes does. You think I'm treating you differently because you're rich. Yeah, I do. Mr. Castellano, the man before you, Leonard Harris. The crossing guard with the sick wife. I reduced his $300 fine to $50. Do you know why? Because he's poor. No, because he showed respect. He took responsibility. He was humble. He was human. You could be a billionaire, and I'd treat you the same way if you acted like him. You could be homeless, and I'd treat you like I'm treating you now if you acted like you're acting. This isn't about your money. This is about your character. My character is fine. Is it? Because right now, your character is showing me that you think being rich makes you better than everyone else. I never said that. You don't have to say it. It's in every word you speak, every action you take. You dismiss people. You threaten people. You endanger people. And when you're called out, you play victim. That's not character. That's arrogance. Dominic's face is bright red now. His voice rises. You know what? I'm done with this. You're out of line. You're supposed to be impartial. You're supposed to be fair. This is a witch hunt. Lower your voice, Mr. Castellano. No, I won't. You don't get to lecture me. You don't get to judge my character. You're just a judge in a small court in a small city. Your Honor works for taxpayers like me. I pay more in 1 month than you make all year. So maybe show a little respect to the people who pay your salary. The entire courtroom freezes. It's like someone pressed pause on reality. Judge Caprio doesn't move, doesn't speak. He just stares at Dominic. The lawyer's face has gone white. He looks like he might throw up. People in the gallery are frozen with their mouths open. Even the bailiff looks shocked. 10 seconds pass. 15. 20. The silence is deafening. Finally, Judge Caprio speaks. His voice is quiet, controlled. What did you just say? Dominic realizes his mistake, but his pride won't let him back down. You heard me. Say it again. I said you work for me. For taxpayers like me. I pay your salary. Is that what you think? That's what I know. Judge Caprio nods slowly. Mr. Sterling, I suggest you advise your client to stop talking immediately. The lawyer grabs Dominic's arm. Dom, please. Stop. Dominic jerks his arm away. Why? He can't do anything. What's he going to do? Give me a bigger fine? I'll pay it. I don't care. You should care, Judge Caprio says. Why? Because you say so. You're not special. You're a public servant. Servant. That means you serve us. You serve me. Another wave of gasps rolls through the courtroom. A woman in the back row stands up. Someone needs to teach this boy some manners. The bailiff moves toward her. Ma'am, please sit down. She sits, but she's shaking her head in disgust. Judge Caprio closes the file in front of him. He folds his hands. Mr. Castellano, I want to make sure I understand your position. You believe that because you pay taxes, I work for you. Is that correct? That's how it works. And because I work for you, I should what? Let you break the law. Give you special treatment. I'm just saying you should remember who pays your bills. I see. And Officer Ramirez. She's a public servant too. Does she work for you? Yeah, she does. So when she pulled you over for endangering children, she was out of line. Because she works for you, and you can do what you want. She was doing her job. But she doesn't need to be so aggressive about it. Aggressive. She asked for your license and registration. She could have been nicer. Judge Caprio nods. Mr. Castellano, let me educate you on something. I don't work for you. Officer Ramirez doesn't work for you. We work for the people. All the people. The children in that school zone. The parents trying to keep them safe. The veterans working crossing guard jobs. The nurses and teachers and firefighters and every single person trying to live a good life in this community. We work for them. Not for you specifically. And certainly not for your ego. That's a nice speech. It's not a speech. It's a fact. And here's another fact. You're in my courtroom. And in my courtroom, everyone is equal. Rich or poor. Young or old. You don't get special treatment. You get the same treatment as everyone else. Which is what? A lecture? No. Justice. Fine. Give me justice. Tell me my fine. I'll pay it and leave. Judge Caprio picks up his pen. He writes something on a piece of paper. Clerk, enter this into the record. The clerk stands. Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Dominic Castellano, I find you guilty of reckless driving in a school zone. Guilty of excessive speed. Guilty of running a red light. And guilty of resisting an officer's lawful order. Great. What's the fine? I'm not finished. What else is there? The sentence. Dominic waves his hand dismissively. Whatever. Let's hear it. Judge Caprio looks at him for a long moment. You want to know what justice looks like, Mr. Castellano? I'm about to show you. I'm waiting. Financial penalty. $17,500. The courtroom gasps. Dominic's eyes widen. $17,000. For traffic tickets. That's the maximum fine allowed by law for these combined offenses. You said money doesn't matter to you, so this shouldn't be a problem. Dominic's lawyer stands. Your Honor, that seems excessive. It's within legal limits. Sit down, Mr. Sterling. The lawyer sits. $17,000, Dominic mutters. Fine. Whatever. I'll pay it today. I'm not finished, Judge Caprio repeats. There's more. Yes. License suspension. 180 days. 6 months. You will not drive any vehicle during this time. 6 months? How am I supposed to get around? The same way millions of people do. Walk. Take the bus. Call an Uber. You said you pay people salaries. Now you can actually support those workers. Dominic's face is getting red again. This is insane. I'm still not finished. What else could there possibly be? Judge Caprio sets down his pen. He looks directly at Dominic. Community service. 250 hours. Community service? I'm not doing community service. Yes, you are. And here's where it gets interesting. You will complete those hours as a crossing guard. The courtroom erupts. People start clapping. Someone whoops. Dominic's mouth falls open. What? You will report to Oakwood Elementary School. You will work as a crossing guard under the supervision of Leonard Harris, the man whose dignity you dismissed earlier. You will wear the orange vest. You will hold the stop sign. You will help children cross the street safely. The same children you endangered with your reckless driving. I'm not doing that. No way. You will complete these hours on a schedule determined by Mr. Harris. That means if he works mornings, you work mornings. If he says you're there at 6:30 a.m., you're there at 6:30 a.m. You will do this every single day until your 250 hours are complete. This is humiliating. Good. You need to be humiliated. You need to understand what it's like to serve others instead of being served. You need to learn that your time isn't more valuable than anyone else's. And you need to face the people you endangered. Dominic looks at his lawyer. Tell him he can't do this. The The lawyer shakes his head sadly. He can. It's within his discretion. I'll appeal. You can try, Judge Caprio says. But I'll warn you. If you appeal this sentence and lose, I'll add contempt charges. And that comes with jail time. Do you want to risk that? Dominic says nothing. He's shaking. There's more, Judge Caprio continues. You will write a 5,000-word essay on the importance of traffic safety. This essay will be handwritten. Not typed. Not dictated. Handwritten. You will write about the children you nearly hit, the families you could have destroyed, the lives you endangered, and you will read this essay out loud at a city council meeting, in front of your father, in front of everyone. You can't make me do that. I absolutely can. It's part of your sentence. If you refuse, you'll be held in contempt. And that means jail. This is cruel and unusual punishment. No, this is accountability. Something you've never experienced before. Dominic's breathing is getting faster. His eyes are darting around the room, looking for an escape. There isn't one. You will also attend a victim impact panel, Judge Caprio continues. This is a meeting where people affected by reckless driving tell their stories. Parents who lost children, people who were injured, families destroyed by someone who thought their time was more important than safety. You will sit there. You will listen. And you will hear what your kind of behavior causes. I didn't hurt anyone. Not yet. And this sentence is designed to make sure you never do. Because next time, you might not be so lucky. Next time, that child might not stop. And then what? Then you're not in traffic court. You're in criminal court facing manslaughter charges. Is that what you want? Dominic doesn't answer. There's one more thing, Judge Caprio says. For the duration of your community service, you are prohibited from social media. You will not post. You will not tweet. You will not share photos or videos. Your Instagram is silent. Your TikTok is dormant. You will not use your platform to mock this sentence or this court. You can't control my social media. It's a condition of your sentence. If you violate it, I'll add contempt charges. We'll be monitoring. Your lawyer will provide your account information to ensure compliance. Dominic looks at his lawyer again. The lawyer nods. It's enforceable. This is totalitarian. This is appropriate, Judge Caprio corrects. You used Officer Ramirez as content for your social media. You recorded her and mocked her. You won't do that again. Not here. Not with this. Dominic's hands are shaking now. His whole body is tense. You're destroying my life. No, I'm giving you a chance to build a real life. A life with meaning, with purpose, with empathy. Right now you have money. That's all. You don't have character. You don't have humanity. This sentence is designed to teach you those things. I don't need you to teach me anything. Your behavior today proves otherwise. Dominic's face crumples. For the first time, he looks less like an arrogant millionaire and more like a scared kid. I can't do this. I can't be a crossing guard. People will see me. They'll take pictures. They'll laugh. Yes, they will. And maybe that embarrassment will teach you something. Maybe when you're standing there in an orange vest helping children cross the street, you'll remember that you almost killed one of them. Maybe you'll remember that your convenience isn't worth someone's life. Tears start forming in Dominic's eyes. This isn't fair. You're right. It's not fair. It's not fair that you get to walk out of here today. It's not fair that you get a second chance. It's not fair that no one was hurt by your recklessness. If I could, I'd make you spend a night in a trauma ward. I'd make you see what happens when cars hit people, when speed kills, when arrogance destroys families. But I can't do that. So instead, I'm giving you community service. I'm giving you education. I'm giving you an opportunity to change. That's more than fair. That's mercy. Dominic wipes his eyes. His voice is small. Can I at least pay someone to do the community service for me? The courtroom gasps again. Judge Caprio's expression hardens. What did you just say? Dominic realizes his mistake immediately. I didn't mean. You just asked if you could pay someone to serve your sentence. After everything I just said, after all of this, you still think money can solve everything. I'm sorry. I wasn't thinking. That's the problem, Mr. Castellano. You never think. About anyone but yourself. Judge Caprio picks up his gavel. For that statement, I'm adding a contempt of court charge. 15 days in county jail. Wait, what? Dominic's voice cracks. Bailiff, take Mr. Castellano into custody. The bailiff moves forward. He has handcuffs ready. Dominic steps back. No. Wait. Please. Your Honor, I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. Please don't do this. You had every opportunity to show remorse, to show growth, to show humanity. Instead, you showed me exactly who you are. And who you are is someone who needs to face real consequences. Please. Dominic is crying now. Real tears. I'll do everything. The community service. The essay. Everything. Just please don't send me to jail. Judge Caprio pauses. He looks at Dominic. Really looks at him. For the first time, there's genuine emotion on Dominic's face. Fear. Shame. Regret. Your Honor, the lawyer stands. Please. He's young. He made mistakes. But jail time for a first offense. This isn't his first offense, Judge Caprio interrupts. This is his 14th traffic violation. First criminal offense. Judge Caprio is quiet for a moment. The whole courtroom holds its breath. Mr. Castellano, Judge Caprio finally says, I'm going to give you one chance. One. If you complete every single requirement of your sentence. If you show up on time. If you work with dignity and respect. If you write that essay with genuine thought. If you attend that victim panel with an open mind. If you stay off social media. If you do all of that without complaint or violation, then I will suspend the jail sentence. But if you miss even one day of community service, if you're late even once, if you post even one photo, if you give Mr. Harris even one moment of disrespect, then you will serve every single day of that 15-day sentence. Do you understand? Dominic nods frantically. Yes. Yes, Your Honor. I understand. Do you? I swear. I'll do everything. I won't mess up. I promise. Judge Caprio looks at him for a long moment. Then he nods to the bailiff. Stand down. The bailiff steps back. Dominic nearly collapses with relief. Mr. Sterling, you will ensure your client complies with every condition. If he doesn't, you will inform this court immediately. Understood? Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Castellano, you will report to the clerk's office today to pay your fine. You will surrender your driver's license today. You will meet with the probation officer today to schedule your community service. You will begin that service no later than Monday morning at 6:30 a.m. Am I clear? Yes, Your Honor. You have one chance to prove you're more than your worst behavior. Don't waste it. I won't. I promise. Judge Caprio bangs his gavel. Court is adjourned. He stands. Everyone in the courtroom stands with him. He walks toward his chambers. The moment he's gone, the courtroom explodes with noise. People are talking, arguing. Some are cheering. Some are angry. Dominic stands frozen at the defendant's table. His expensive suit suddenly feels like a costume. His watch feels like a weight. His whole body is shaking. His lawyer packs up his briefcase. We need to go take care of the administrative stuff. Now. That was insane, Dominic whispers. That was justice, the lawyer says. You're lucky he suspended the jail time. I thought for sure you were spending tonight in a cell. They walk toward the clerk's office. As they pass the gallery, people stare. Some with pity, most with satisfaction. Dominic keeps his head down. At the clerk's window, he pulls out his credit card. The clerk types on her computer. $17,500. Dominic slides the card across. The payment processes. It barely makes a dent in his account, but it feels different somehow. Heavier. Driver's license, the clerk says. Dominic pulls it from his wallet. His hands shake as he hands it over. The clerk takes it, stamps it, voids it, hands him a receipt. This is your temporary identification. It's not valid for driving. You can pick up your license in 180 days if you complete all requirements. Dominic nods. He can't speak. Next is the probation office. A tired-looking woman sits behind a desk. Her name tag says Sandra Chun. Mr. Castellano, she says without warmth. I've been expecting you. She pulls up a calendar on her computer. Your community service begins Monday at 6:30 a.m. You'll report to Oakwood Elementary School, corner of Maple and 5th Street. You'll check in with Leonard Harris. He's your supervisor. You work when he works. You leave when he says you can leave. Clear? Yes, ma'am. You'll wear the vest and carry the sign he provides. You'll follow his instructions without question. If he reports any issues, you're in violation of your sentence. Any questions? No, ma'am. Good. Here's a log sheet. Mr. Harris will sign it after each shift. You'll bring it back here every Friday. If you miss a Friday, that's a violation. Understand? Yes, ma'am. She hands him a stack of papers. This is information about the Victim Impact Panel. It's scheduled for next month. You'll attend the full session. It lasts 4 hours. If you leave early, that's a violation. This paper explains the essay requirements. 5,000 words. Handwritten. Due in 6 weeks. You'll present it at the City Council meeting on the date listed. And this is information about the social media monitoring program. Your accounts are now being watched. One post and you're in violation. Dominic takes the papers. They feel like they weigh 100 pounds. Mr. Castellano, I've been doing this job for 15 years. I've seen hundreds of people come through here. Some learn. Some don't. The ones who don't usually end up in much bigger trouble. Judge Caprio gave you a gift today. He gave you a chance to change. My advice. Take it seriously. I will, Dominic says quietly. We'll see. 6 weeks later, Leonard Harris stands on the corner of Maple and 5th Street. It's 6:25 in the morning. The sun is just starting to rise. The air is cool. He's wearing his orange vest. He's holding his stop sign. Next to him stands Dominic Castellano. Dominic is also wearing an orange vest, also holding a stop sign, but he looks completely different than he did in court. His hair isn't styled. He's wearing jeans and a simple jacket. No watch. No jewelry. His face is tired. He's been doing this for 6 weeks. Every morning, 6:30 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. Then again from 2:30 p.m. to 3:30 p.m. Every single day. At first, it was horrible. Parents recognized him. They'd stare. Some took pictures. Kids laughed at the rich guy in the vest. It was humiliating. But something started to change around week 3. Dominic started learning the kids' names. There was Emma with the pink backpack. Joshua, who always forgot to look both ways. Maria, who was afraid of the crossing. He started helping them. Really helping them. Making sure they were safe. He started talking to Leonard during the quiet moments. Leonard told him about Vietnam. About coming home to nothing. About building a life from scratch. About Sarah's cancer. About working 2 jobs just to survive. Dominic listened. Really listened. For maybe the first time in his life. He saw how early Leonard arrived every day. How he stood in the rain. How he smiled at every single child. How he knew their names. Their families. Their stories. How he made them feel safe. This morning, Leonard looks at Dominic. You've been doing good work. Thank you, Mr. Harris. 85 hours down. 165 to go. How you feeling? Tired, Dominic admits. But okay. You're getting better at this. The kids like you. Really? Emma asked her mom yesterday if you'd be here today. She wanted to show you her art project. Something warm spreads through Dominic's chest. Pride, maybe? Or purpose. That's nice. You're learning, Leonard says. I can see it. Learning what? That the world doesn't revolve around you. That other people matter. That showing up for others feels better than showing up for yourself. Dominic nods. He's starting to understand that. A car approaches. Too fast. Leonard steps into the street with his stop sign. The car slows down. Stops. Leonard waves the waiting children across. Dominic helps, making sure each one gets across safely. The car drives away slowly. Carefully. That used to be you, Leonard says quietly. That driver going too fast. I know. You see it differently now. Yeah, I do. They stand there as more children arrive. Dominic helps a little girl with her backpack. He high-fives a boy who's excited about a soccer game. He makes sure every child crosses safely. This afternoon, he'll go home and work on his essay. He's already written 3,000 words. About the child on the bicycle he almost hit. About what could have happened. About what he's learned standing on this corner every day. About seeing the world through someone else's eyes. Next week, he'll attend the Victim Impact Panel. He'll hear stories that will break his heart. Stories of lives destroyed by reckless drivers. He's nervous about it, but he knows he needs to hear it. His social media accounts have been silent for 6 weeks. At first, it drove him crazy. He kept reaching for his phone to post, to share, to perform. But now, he doesn't miss it. The validation from strangers doesn't matter as much anymore. His father came to see him last week. Vincent Castellano stood on the corner and watched his son work as a crossing guard. They didn't speak much. But when his father left, he said, You're doing the right thing. That meant something. The morning shift ends at 8:30. Leonard and Dominic pack up their signs. See you at 2:30, Leonard says. See you then, Mr. Harris. Dominic walks to his car. No, not his car. He can't drive. He walks to the bus stop. He's been taking the bus for 6 weeks. At first, he hated it. Now he's gotten used to it. He even likes it sometimes. He sees the city differently from a bus window. He sits down on the bench, pulls out his phone, not to post, just to read. There's a message from his lawyer. Judge Caprio wants an update on your progress. Mr. Harris sent a positive report. Keep it up. Dominic smiles a little. He's keeping it up. For the first time in his life, he's actually proud of himself. Not for making money. Not for his car, or his clothes, or his watch. But for showing up. For helping. For learning. There's still a long way to go. 165 hours of community service. The essay to finish. The victim panel to attend. The city council presentation. But he's going to do it. All of it. Not because he has to. Well, not just because he has to. But because he wants to. Because he's starting to understand what Judge Caprio was trying to teach him. That money doesn't make you special. Character does. That your time isn't more valuable than anyone else's. That showing up for others is what gives life meaning. That real wealth isn't in your bank account. It's in the difference you make. The bus arrives. Dominic gets on. Pays his fare. Takes a seat. Looks out the window at the city, moving past. He still has a long way to go. But he's on the right path. 3 months later, Providence City Council chambers are packed. It's standing room only. The gallery is full. News cameras line the back wall. This is the moment everyone's been waiting for. Dominic Castellano stands at the podium. He's holding a stack of papers. Handwritten. 5,000 words. His hands shake slightly. In the front row sits his father. Next to him is Leonard Harris. And next to Leonard is Sarah Harris. She's thin from the treatments, but she's here. She wanted to be here. Judge Caprio sits in the back row. Watching. Waiting. The council president bangs his gavel. We'll now hear from Dominic Castellano, completing a court-ordered presentation. Mr. Castellano, you have the floor. Dominic takes a deep breath. He looks at his essay. Then he looks up at the crowd. 3 months ago, I stood in a courtroom and said the worst things I've ever said. I told a police officer she worked for me. I told a judge he worked for me. I acted like my money made me better than everyone else. I was wrong. His voice is steady, clear. I'm here today because Judge Caprio gave me a choice. Face consequences or learn nothing. I chose consequences, and I'm grateful I did. He reads from his essay. About the child on the bicycle. About standing on the corner every morning. About meeting Leonard and hearing his story. About learning the names of children and making sure they're safe. About attending the victim impact panel and hearing a mother talk about losing her son to a reckless driver. About understanding, finally, that other people's lives matter as much as his own. It takes 20 minutes to read the whole thing. When he's done, the room is silent. Then Leonard stands. He starts clapping. Others join him. Soon the whole room is applauding. Dominic's eyes fill with tears. He nods in acknowledgement. Thank you. And I'm sorry. To everyone I disrespected. Everyone I endangered. Everyone I hurt with my actions and my words. I'm sorry. And I'm trying to be better. He steps away from the podium. After the meeting, Leonard approaches him. You did good. Thank you, Mr. Harris. For everything. For teaching me. For being patient with me. For giving me a chance. You earned it. You showed up every day. You worked hard. You learned. That's all anyone can ask. Sarah Harris smiles at Dominic. Leonard talks about you at home. He's proud of you. I'm proud of me too, Dominic says. For the first time. Judge Caprio appears. Mr. Castellano. Your Honor. Dominic straightens. You've completed 180 hours of community service. You've written your essay. You've attended the victim panel. You've stayed off social media. You've fulfilled every requirement of your sentence. Yes, sir. Your license suspension is complete. You can retrieve your license from the clerk's office on Monday. Thank you, Your Honor. Judge Caprio studies him. I watched your presentation. You meant what you said. I did. You've changed. I'm trying to. Keep trying. Every day. For the rest of your life. I will, sir. Judge Caprio extends his hand. Dominic shakes it. "Don't make me see you in my courtroom again," Judge Caprio says. But he's smiling slightly. "You won't, Your Honor. I promise." 6 months after that, Dominic Castellano still shows up at Maple and 5th Street. Not because he has to, because he wants to. He works with Leonard every Tuesday and Thursday morning, helping children cross the street, being part of something bigger than himself. He's still trading crypto, still making money, but he's also donating to the school, to cancer research in Sarah's name, to programs that help veterans. He drives carefully now, slowly, especially in school zones. When he sees a speeding car, he remembers the child on the bicycle. He remembers how close he came to destroying lives. He uses his social media differently now, not to brag, but to share. He posted about his experience, about what he learned, about how privilege can blind you to reality. The video went viral. Millions of views, thousands of comments. Some people mocked him, but most people said the same thing. Good for you. Keep growing. Leonard and Sarah's medical bills got paid. Anonymously, but everyone knows who did it. Judge Caprio still sees Dominic around the courthouse sometimes. They nod to each other. A mutual respect has formed. The story of what happened in that courtroom spread across the nation. News outlets covered it. Social media debated it. Some said Judge Caprio was too harsh. Most said he was exactly right. Either way, it started conversations. About privilege. About consequences. About second chances. About what justice really means. Because justice isn't about punishment for the sake of punishment. It's about accountability. It's about learning. It's about becoming better than you were. Dominic Castellano walked into Providence Municipal Court as an arrogant millionaire who thought his money made him special. He walked out as a young man who learned that what makes you special is how you treat others, how you show up, how you contribute, how you grow. Money can buy a lot of things. It can buy cars and clothes and watches and houses. It can buy comfort and convenience. It can buy power and influence. But it cannot buy back time. It cannot undo harm. It cannot purchase respect or empathy or humanity. And in Judge Frank Caprio's courtroom, it definitely cannot buy justice. Justice is equal. Justice is fair. Justice sees through the expensive suits and the designer shoes and the luxury watches. Justice looks at character, at actions, at consequences. And sometimes, justice gives you exactly what you need. Not what you want, but what you need. Dominic needed to be humbled, to be challenged, to be taught. Judge Caprio gave him that. And in doing so, he gave Dominic something far more valuable than any amount of money could buy. He gave him a chance to be a better person. And Dominic took it.